Hey guys, I'm Nick and welcome back to the channel. Well, after episode 1 of Discovery Season 3 aired last week, we got a little bit of an extra sneak peek at what sort of shots and what sort of action and excitement and comedy and humour and all that sort of stuff we might expect from Season 3. So today we're going to have a look through that trailer, and we're also going to take a look at a couple of shots from this week's episode, episode 2 of Discovery, and see what our second episode of the season might have in store for us.
Feels like a dream, this world. A strange, beautiful dream.
All decks prepare for impact.
I've been searching for clues as to what caused the burn. Answers that might help to bring the Federation together again.
So much we still do not know. It is quite extraordinary, the journey we have had.
Ah, there she is. This science vessel's practically a museum.
Okay, well, museums are cool, so...
That's what someone who lives in a museum would say.
The Federation gave me a mission and a purpose.
5 unidentified vessels incoming.
Because the problems often seem insurmountable.
Let's go!
But haven't we always risen to meet them?
I'm about to do something that might get us both killed.
I'm gonna enjoy this new world.
Discovery carried us into the future. We will make that future bright.
You are going to figure out what caused the burn and help to rebuild the Federation.
We all will.
Hello. I'm not a cat person.
So going by the length of Sonequa Martin Green's hair in these shots and the relaxed nature that she is between her and Book, I'd say this would be a significant time jump from our first episode, where her and Book have been probably hanging out for over a year. They're very relaxed and comfortable with each other now, and I'm guessing we still haven't seen the Discovery show up yet. Speaking of the Discovery, when it arrives, it looks like it's landing on a different planet to the one that Burnham is on, because obviously it's very damaged. It looks like the planet's been half torn apart. Unless, of course, this is the opposite side of the planet to what Burnham's on. It does distinctly seem like the planet Burnham and Book are on versus the planet the Discovery arrives on are potentially two different worlds. Terra Elysium, perhaps. Next, we get a shot of Burnham doing a deal with some alien, which I'm guessing is on Hemu, the same planet we saw in episode 1, where she's being handed what looks like almost like a memory stick or something with the insignia of a Federation starship's registry code on it. I wonder whether this is like the command codes to a Federation starship she's being given or something to that effect. It definitely seems like a large part of the story for this season is going to be unraveling the mystery as to what caused the burn. We now know what the burn is, but we don't know what caused it or why. And it seems like that's going to be a big part of Season 3. We get a cool introduction now with the character of Adira having a bit of a chat with Tilly. It definitely seems like Adira has a bit of a snappy sense of humour, sparring off with Tilly about the Discovery being like a museum. Next, we get a series of shots with Burnham and Adira fighting off what seems like a group of Trill. Next, we get a dogfight up in space between the Discovery, Book's ship, and a bunch of alien fighter craft and some larger command ships that are kind of horseshoe-shaped, which seem to belong to this alien race, which reminds me from the race known as the Osnullus, which Discovery has a bridge officer of this race. Has never been given a name on screen, but I believe their race is called Osnullus. So I wonder if there's a connection there. As part of this dogfight, it seems like Kayla Detmer is flying Book's ship, and she's co-piloted by this Andorian guy who's having a good time patting Book's cat Grudge. Next, we see Mira Giorgio doing what she does best, which is beat the crap out of people and enjoying every minute of it. Now, what we have here looks like an upgrade on the Spore Drive interface. We don't see Stamets lying in the chair with the massive syringes going into his forearms anymore. It looks like he's got a very streamlined interface now with essentially bowls of kind of liquid that he puts his hands into. It seems like a much more comfortable comfortable way of operating the spore drive than previous. In this shot, we see Burnham and Adira in what looks like almost spiritual realm, looking at what appears to be Gray the Trill lying on some sort of medical bed. Perhaps there's an accident or something occurred. I know Gray is an unjoined Trill who was looking forward to be joined, but based on this shot and also this following shot with Adira in the pools of Makala on Trill, I wonder whether Gray is meant to get a Trill symbiont, something goes wrong, and Adira gets the symbiont instead. Next is a shot of Tilly checking out a collection of Starfleet badges. I can't read the names on any of these little plaques here. The print is too fine to read. One shows a cadet's badge, which I'm guessing used to be Tilly's. The other is a Science Division lieutenant's badge, and the other one is a junior grade lieutenant's badge in engineering division. I wonder whether this last one is Tilly's and she gets a promotion to junior grade lieutenant. Next we see Burnham, Nan and Dr. Culber sneaking around in the dark on what appears to be some kind of away mission. It's good to see Dr. Culber getting some away mission action here rather than just moping about on the ship, sooking about his relationship with Stamets. The Discovery here with a ship of unfamiliar design in its tractor beam. Next we see what appears to be some sort of Federation starship graveyard where we've got several different Federation ships here. They look like they're incredibly badly damaged. They're falling from the sky to the ground. I looked up the whole Federation Starship database and tried to work out what class of ship this main one was that's crashing, but it didn't seem to exist in any previous material, so perhaps it's a class we haven't seen before. It does look pretty old and boxy and clunky, so it doesn't look like a streamlined, newer design. And a kind of cute scene between Grudge and Tilly where she says she's not a cat person or whatever, which is kind of strange because I think during various interviews that Mary Wiseman's done over the course of the last 6 months as part of Star Trek events, you can clearly see that she has cats and is in fact a very big cat person. So let's now get into our shots for episode 2 of Discovery, season 3, where we start with all of our main bridge crew members from the Discovery unconscious. It would seem like their journey through the wormhole has been like a fighter pilot pulling many Gs and they're all kind of passed out. When they finally come to, they work out they are in trouble as they're headed for this planet with this massive debris field full of asteroids and chunks of broken off planet that they have to maneuver around, but things aren't working properly and helm control is down. So they're kind of on a collision course to this planet's surface. So it looks like episode 2 is very much going to be the Discovery's perspective. Episode 1 was Burnham's perspective after she exited the wormhole. Episode 2 seems like it's going to be from the Discovery's point of view. So it definitely seems like we're going to be treading some new ground in the 3rd season of Star Trek Discovery, and looks like we've got some pretty exciting episodes to come. It'll be very interesting to see how that plays out for the remainder of the season. How do you feel Discovery Season 3 is going to pan out versus maybe the first 2 seasons of Discovery? Do you think it's a case of constant improvement? Or do you think we're heading down a dangerous path? It's certainly very new ground that we're treading, and it'll be very interesting to see where that takes us. As always, guys, please don't forget to like, to share, to comment, and check out my merchandise page. A lot of cool t-shirt designs in there, such as this one. Check it out. It all supports the channel, and I really appreciate your viewership. And I'll see you next time.